Welcome to Sketching Up, episode 103. I'm still contemplating. Either people are going to be very confused or people are going to know. I'm contemplating leaving that in. Contemplating leaving that in. I totally should. We're at Sketching Up, episode 103. Thank you all for joining us on this episode. We're going to talk a little bit about the Spider-Man game. We got some heavy opinions on some stuff there. A little bit about Marvel as well, and the Variety article that came out recently about that. And then we're going to go over the cartoon bracket. Was this the second round? It'd be going into the Elite Eight, so Sweet 16, the Sweet 16 matchups. All that's going to come up. Before we start any of that, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Sketching Up Podcast. You can get a lot of updates there. We've been posting a bunch of stuff there, random videos, updates, questions, interactions, all that stuff. So follow us on Sketching Up Podcast. Make sure you follow Schnabel Studios on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We would love for you to subscribe to us. We interact with you on there as well on our community page. So you can go subscribe. You can be updated there. You can get every episode when it comes out. You can also interact with us on our Schnabel Studios page. Make sure this Friday, Rachel on Twitch will be joining me on Mad Props, so definitely go check that out. She was a great guest. She is a game designer. She makes these like Pokemon wooden pieces that are like straight. She makes them from getting the wood cut down and everything all the way to the painting and modeling of it. So definitely check that out. She is an awesome guest. She is joining me this Friday on Mad Props, so definitely do that. Kyle, Southern Hospitality this Saturday, right? There will be a Southern Hospitality. This will be episode 4 of Southern Hospitality coming out this Saturday. So Schnabel Studios has a large slate. So what do you have to do there? You have to go follow Schnabel Studios on YouTube because you'll get every single episode right to your phone, computer, tablet, or whatever device you listen to. You will get Schnabel Studios content sent right to you. You can get Sketching Up, then you get Mad Props, then you get Southern Hospitality. Go out, follow us, subscribe to us, like, share, all that stuff. We really appreciate you guys doing that. The more you do that, the better it goes for us. So we're going to get into Spider-Man in a second. Let's run the tape. Let's run the intro. This is Sketching Up, episode 103. We are back with another episode of Sketching Up. Before we start, so Kyle and I were like going down memory lane a little bit earlier today. And we were looking at old episodes of Sketching Up. And Kyle, do you remember? I think it was 41 and 43, right? Or was it 6? All right, so if you go back on YouTube, look at episode 41. 42 actually isn't on YouTube. I don't know why. But if you go look at 41 on the Schnabel Studios YouTube page, go to Sketching Up, and then go to 43, it's like two different humans are on the podcast. The 41, I'm like 350 pounds. And then 43, I'm like 250 pounds. It's really funny to just click because there was just such a big gap in between the two episodes because we took a lot of breaks. But we went down memory lane a little bit, didn't we, Kyle? We went down and we looked at a bunch of old episodes. And
it was pretty funny because it was just like the, it looked just like Austin Power. Remember when Austin Power had the dude that was like, get
Fat
in
bastard.
my stomach. Yeah, it was like watching him and then watching like the him that lost all the weight. It was hilarious.
That's literally what it looked like. It literally looked just like that. Our most successful YouTube episode is also with you guys, the Conspiracy Theories. Episode 1 is our most successful one. How does it feel to have the most successful episode of our podcast canceled on YouTube?
I mean, because we might get canceled was such a, you know what I'm saying, a golden moment.
It was. History. Although the second one didn't do as well. The first one did great.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's
one-hit wonder, apparently.
It's not even a one-hit wonder, man. What I think it is, it was too planned. It needs more spontaneity. That's what it is. It's one of those, like, it's a guilty pleasure. And you know, if you plan for a guilty pleasure, it never feels as good as when you sneak off and do it when you ain't supposed to. It's one of those.
You know what it also is? I think calling it "We Might Be Canceled" drew people in but then we weren't canceled. So there was a second we might be canceled. And they're like, well, now they're just playing with us. They're not going to be. And now if you're listening now, you know we still weren't canceled. So like, I think that's why we had that happen. I think people were like, whatever. They're not getting canceled.
Well, here's the thing about we might get canceled.
Yeah, we could be. We could be.
Well, we can't be canceled.
You never know.
Because you own
cancel us.
I mean, yeah, sure, you could cancel
the whole
it.
Thing.
You could cancel it, but then you know what?
I'm not going to.
Show will go on. The information will get out there.
Oh, it'll still go. It'll still go. My mind's blown.
We're still going to break the matrix.
Continue.
Even if
I'm not really sure what Kyle's talking about anymore. But anyway, one thing I know Kyle could talk about is the Spider-Man. So you haven't gotten too far in the Spider-Man game, correct?
Nah, not super far. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was sitting there. I bought it on Friday, but yesterday I was just. I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday I was just like Garfield. Yesterday I was just acting like Garfield the cat, just eating,
lasagna, and
taking
sleep.
naps. Bro, that's all I was doing, bro. Was eating pasta and going to sleep. Literally was just eating pasta, bro. Was eating mac and cheese, bro.
By the way,
what's up?
Feeding a cat pasta
Can't be wild.
It can't be good for the cat. How does animal control not come and take that cat?
I can tell you as a cat owner, not good at all.
It's true. How's it not dead? How do they let them keep the cat? It's like,
how do we not see Garfield's owner not giving him instant
diabetic
shots?
Cat? What are we doing?
Why is this not
Jim
in
Davis
the story? Like you can't.
Pretty sure Jim Davis
is the writer.
Pasta and lasagna, and not that cat not having.
That's what I'm saying. Like my man was eating a whole pan of lasagna every day, and I'm like, I don't think that's okay.
There's a lot of questions. Why can the dog not talk?
Oh no!
Why can the cat talk and the dog can't talk? That doesn't make any sense. It's the same thing with same thing with Disney.
I never really thought about
It's the same thing with Disney. Like, why can Mickey Mouse and
Really
Goofy? Why can
about
they all talk? And then also, how come Goofy's a dog, but Pluto's a dog, and is it a prisoner of Mickey?
I thought they said
cow.
I thought
Goofy was a cow.
At one point.
Yeah, I thought
Just
Goofy
dogs
was a
in
cow.
the Disney universe aren't.
Yeah.
But isn't the like main guy he's against also a dog? Isn't he like almost like a pit bull or something like that? That's not a cow. Are you kidding me? I almost have to look up a picture of Goofy.
Yeah.
Bro, look it up, bro, because I
Look
swear
it
to
up.
God, Goofy was a
Look it
cow.
up.
Like,
Look
I really
up
do.
Goofy
Like,
is
for
a
real.
cow
Like,
or
now
not.
that might be a Mandela effect we just found.
I
mean, I'm
knows.
looking at Goofy. He doesn't look like a cow. He looks like
Well,
a dog.
duh, he don't look like a dog. Of course, he looks like a dog, but like, I've seen somewhere where Goofy
This is
was
captivating
was a cow.
stuff.
Goofy is a cartoon character created by
Dog.
Walt Disney.
He's a
He is
dog.
tall
So is
anthropomorphic
Pluto,
dog.
and Pluto's kept prisoner by Mickey.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what I heard. Now this might be messed up. Now this could. Now I ain't
Think
gonna
twice
lie.
about this then.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I do.
We
I
We
have
might
lived
actually
on
be canceled.
Dude,
I-
Bobby here's gonna be knocking on your door.
Yeah, you know,
Bobby
I
is gonna be
do
knocking on
live
your
on the dark side of life, so you know, I do live on the dark side.
You know what's funny is I'm looking at you as you're going, and you're contemplating saying you're not at this point. I can see it. I can I could save you with a really funny but not suitable.
Oh no,
for
no!
joke if
Ain't
you
no
want.
saving. Ain't no saving. Ain't no saving.
No, this would
Ain't no
save it. I'm
saving.
telling you, and it has to do with Goofy, so it'd be great.
Oh, okay, so but peep this though. Apparently, from whatever conspiracy theory I was watching, I'll just say I'll put on my tinfoil hat for this. Apparently Pluto is Goofy's special needs cousin.
Then why is he with Mickey?
Because Mickey has more money and
why
can
is
take
he-
care of him.
That I also call.
But why does he treat him like
I won't
a cat?
even care about a
Why-
doghouse.
why
There's
is-
a doghouse.
doesn't
There's a
Blue-
doghouse.
Hey, bro,
live in
don't
Mickey's backyard
like I
with
said.
doghouse?
It was just a theory that I seen somewhere, and I was like, "That's kind of messed up."
Yeah, that's not a good theory. Because not only
I'm just saying.
for the rest of it, but like it's
Just
he doesn't have
humanly.
more money
I
than
know.
Goofy. What makes you think that? Because he's the main character. He lives in a regular ass house. He doesn't have
Hey
more-
man,
He does own the House of Mouse, though. He does own the House of Mouse.
Look, we know Mickey.
Well,
we know Mickey's getting dividends.
not
from
many.
Disney, all right. We know that Kyle. We know that Walt Disney, when he got his,
I thought it was his
head
entire body was frozen.
transferred.
Was
his
it just
consciousness-
his head?
was,
I thought
but we
Ted
know it was
Williams
Chris
was the
Schnabel.
head.
I thought it was just his head.
I thought it was the entire body for Walt Disney.
well,
Yeah, but we
Mickey
know
Mouse.
Walt Disney's
True.
consciousness
It's true.
went
It's
to
true.
Mickey.
It's true.
That's
You guys
Mickey.
want the not suitable for work joke, or should we skip it?
oh no, let's go. All
Okay.
right, I'm not dying on this
Yeah.
ledge alone.
So,
Yeah,
so Mickey walks in, and Minnie is cheating on him with Goofy. So he freaks out, and he's like, "I want a divorce." So they go into court. In court, the judge goes, "So you want to divorce your wife because she's silly, because she's really silly?" And I said, "No, I want a divorce because she's fucking goofy." I couldn't even get through it without laughing. I couldn't even get through it without laughing. Is that not a good one, though?
All right,
That's-
Schnabel might get canceled.
Yeah.
Schnabel might get
I think
canceled.
we're done for tonight.
That was way worse
Let's
than
wrap
mine.
it.
And okay, I'm not going off this ledge alone. Schnabel,
No,
I'm a good friend.
I think that's a really good one.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Let's see if we can reel this back in. I couldn't even finish the joke. Like I started laughing before I could finish it. Feel free to use that. Just remember to trademark me and Disney, obviously, or else you'll get sued. So, sorry, Walt. So so Kyle, you're a little bit into the Spider-Man game, but we have something we really have to talk about with the game. What did they do to our boy Miles Morales?
Hey, bro.
What did they do to our boy Miles Morales?
Why they do my boy like that, bro?
Dude, I don't
So-
know where is this inspiration coming from? Like, that's
You know
where
what
I
it
can't
looks like to
find
me,
it.
in
I
like
can't see
in
it.
all seriousness, and I'm not trolling. I promise I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not. Yo, so doesn't he kind of look like the Indian Spider-Man with that stupid new little get up he got?
Yeah.
It's just not
a
as
little
fly.
bit.
It's just not as fly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that the dude from
I'll give you
India,
that, yeah.
Spider-Man from India, wasn't fly, but he was fly. I love how he had his hair out, but the way Miles looks with that hair out, bro, it looks like the bugs that Timon and Pumbaa was eating. All right, but bro, because like I'm like, bro, them ain't no dreads, bro. Those are not locks, bro. Them just bugs coming out his head, bro. We don't even get, bro. He's black and Hispanic. We don't even get lights, bro. How y'all got a head full of lights coming out your suit? Like,
He looks like Lord Zed.
why they got my boy looking like that? They're gonna make him go out looking like Goofy. Terrible. It's terrible.
So it was a combination with, so Miles Morales has a shoe deal with Adidas, but he also has one with Nike, I thought, from the movies. So I don't know how that goes. Anyway, so where's Nike's? Yeah. So
Because doesn't he wears the Jordans? That's
yeah.
His signature
Maybe it was the
look
game,
is
but he has the
Jordans.
deal with Nike in this game, or with Adidas in this game, and Adidas is the one that created it. Now, Adidas isn't known for making the coolest looking stuff. Like, they make good stuff, but they don't make things like you go, whoa, that looks sick. This is an example. This is one of the worst travesties you could have put on a character. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And the minute in the game when he gets it, I went and switched it off in a half second. The good thing about this game is, in the first one, if you remember, whenever you'd switch Spider-Man out of his like the new one, it would always switch back in the cutscenes. For some of them, this one it doesn't switch back, thankfully. But like, my god, it's atrocious. I'm personally now. I'd like to get your guys' opinion too. I'm very much like a original suit guy. Like, I like the original Spider-Man suit. I think this is a pretty popular opinion in the game.
Yeah,
you can get the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit at like pretty early on, and I see a lot of players when I see them doing clips or they wear the Amazing because Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is like ridiculously close to the comic books. Like, so that's I wear that one a lot in there, and I like the classic Miles.
Sure.
Like, I like the Into the Spider-Verse stuff too. Like, they had that in the Miles Morales game, and it obviously comes back in this one. And not really spoiling much because you get these stuff pretty early. So, but I don't like the. It's tough to play in the Into the Spider-Verse. I haven't really played in the new one, but in the Miles Morales game, because they do the effects of the movie during the play, and it's very tough to play. After a while, you kind of get a little dizzy. So I like the classic suits. Like, I like the suit from the original Miles Morales game. I like the upgraded suit they give him in this one. Like, those are the ones I like to go with. And I would like to hear what do you guys think. Like, I know, Matt, you said you watch people play, but I gotta assume you have opinions on that.
Well, this is, I was talking to a friend today, and it's just like it's the same gen that like they did all the Arkhams with, because you can get all the new Batman suits and stuff like that, and especially in Arkham Knight, you get all the different suits, like everything. It's so sick. Like, I would always play with the Thomas Wayne suit, the one with the guns and everything. It's dope as hell. But I always went back, like when I'm playing the actual game, I would never switch
Bat nipples.
them. Like, I would always stick with the original suit that they give you in the game.
Is that in the game?
Bat nipples, jeez.
No.
Do they have the crest one in the game? 89?
The Val Kilmer edition.
They have 89.
Yeah.
I don't think I think I have the game, but I don't know if I finished Arkham for some reason.
Oh, you tripping, boy? No,
Well,
I have got.
I think it's because I got it late on PlayStation, and then the PS5 came out, so I never went. You know what I mean? I never went back to the PS4.
Oh.
But sorry, continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so with me and these suits, it's like, I don't like and I understand because it's different for Spider-Man, because you can get very creative with the Spider-Man suits. Like, there's not a lot you can do with the Batman suits without whatever is already being created in the comic books. Like, that's pretty much what it is. It's just suits that were created in the comic book. With Spider-Man, it's such a classic suit.
Yeah.
Miles and Peter, like, their suits are classic and they're great. They're great looking. And I think, even at the end of the last Tom Holland Spider-Man, his suit that he created is great. I thought at the end when he's swinging around.
Yeah,
in that
spoiler.
Suit, it's great.
That is an unlockable suit.
In this game.
I think it's early on too. I don't know. I didn't do anything till the end.
I just think,
like, let's see, switching them. But yes, it is in the game.
But
yeah.
But those classic suits fit these characters very well throughout the game. The suit that Adidas made is just like something that just doesn't fit the game. It doesn't fit the character.
It's ugly as shit.
It doesn't fit the Spider-Man mythos.
It is.
That's what it doesn't. It's like those two, like Miles and Peter, are two creative people. That
I completely agree. I think they did him dirty. I think they owe him an apology. I think they owe me an apology, because what are we doing? I think they owe I think they owe a lot of society an apology for that travesty, and then to act like it's like this cool, like, it's 101. Like, what do you mean? It's like it's a Miles thing. It's like, is that how Miles thinks? Because if that's how Miles thinks, I don't want this
corny.
Miles. I want a different Miles.
He's corny.
He's corny. Give me another Miles.
He can't be from New York. I'll be honest with you. I was, don't get me wrong. No. See, I've never met somebody from New York that's that corny. I've met some weirdos from New York, but not somebody corny like that. Like, not nobody that corny. Like, people that corny don't live in the big. Well, no, let me stop lying. Yeah,
they do, but
yeah, they do. Never
they don't
mind.
become Spider-Man.
but they
You
don't
got to be a
become
little. You do have to be a
Spider-Man.
little corny to become Spider-Man. A little corny to become Spider-Man.
Yeah, but now see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
but
nerds. They're
Peter
nerds.
is
That's the thing
different
also.
than
They're
Miles.
nerds.
He's white guy corny,
Miles is supposed to be the
which is just being
cool.
white. It's- You're just people. White people are corny. I'm
Really?
corny.
Oh, okay,
I'm the
sure.
one that just said the Mickey
I
Mouse
know.
joke. That was corny as hell.
Not really. No, the
Yeah,
Mickey
that's
Mouse
fine.
joke was
That's
wild. The Mickey Mouse joke was wild. You and I both know that wasn't no corny white boy joke. That was the crazy white boy joke. Like that was we both grew up on South Park and we like crude
That's
language.
fair.
Okay, like let's chill. Like let's chill,
Top tier
Schnabel.
stuff though.
Okay.
I'm all right with it because it's one of
Oh
those you'll
yeah.
go tell somebody else now. So I'm okay
Oh,
with it.
100%. 100%. I mean, personally, me, since we're just talking about the game in general, then I'll get on to whatever that ugly suit. Um, I like the games. I mean, I'm not that far into it. I want to say I'm at the part where Harry just came back.
Okay.
Harry came
So you're
back
super
and
super early in.
yeah, like I just got through the little high school
Yeah, that's
memory
very
thing.
early.
That's a fun one. That's a fun
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It was pretty straight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Great.
So
But
so
but I was gonna go to for the which I was talking about with the costumes.
yeah.
I'm the person now. I'm kind of gonna play a little devil's advocate. I like the different styles and the different colorways. Like my Peter that's on my game has like that weird four-eyed raptor one
Okay.
suit,
Yeah.
and then my Miles has the Predator colors.
That is a
Has the
sick
spider
one
with the
though.
Predator
That is a
colors.
sick one.
Like you know what I'm saying? Now I wanted to go
That's a
buy
cool
the
one.
all white
That is a
joint,
cool one.
but it is what it is.
Not enough heroes. Not enough hero coins yet.
Not enough hero coins yet. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I really like that Prowler colors, that colorway.
Yeah.
I really like those alternate suits. I like the alternate suits that they got. Now some of them is a little weird and corny, but
Well, they're
I'll
supposed to
take
pay
the good with
homage
the
to
bad.
different times in the Spider-Man universe, right? Like, so
Yeah.
some of them aren't really necessarily going to be, but somebody out there might be like, "Oh,
that's
XYZ
true.
Spider-Man, that's sick. Like, I want to be XYZ
Yeah.
Spider-Man."
Right, which I'm not mad at it. Like I'm not mad at it. And then I have Arkham Knights. No, not Arkham Knights. Gotham Knights, like the new joint, the new one. Yo, first off, I love playing with Red Hood. I got the one with the kind of like the metal helmet, the metal. I got oh my god, dude. I go
Yeah.
in with my
Still,
boy.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I
That's
use
the one
him
that
and then you normally
That's what I
use
use.
first I was using him and I tanked through the game 3 times with him. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I would just come through and just I ain't stealth nothing. I walked in, kicked the door in, shot everybody up. Like didn't even care. Just pure Red Hood. I know Red Hood is my spirit animal when it comes to Batman. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But on the side note, I do like using Robin. I like using Damien. Because Damien's a beast. Damien's a beast.
Yeah, Damien is awesome. I love Damien. I really
So-
can't do anything wrong with Damien. Like I
Yeah.
like those. But yeah, I think they're in the same vein is where you can get these suits. And I think you brought up a good thing, Kyle, is like Arkham Knights. There are suits
Oh,
in there
straight
that they
don't.
created that just don't go with the characters. They don't. They don't. And I think they all just like kind of take a creative like turn with them just to see if it works, and it just doesn't. And I think that's what ultimately they did for
No.
Miles, and it just
Did
it's
they-
not
The
Miles.
ones that don't fit
It's
though,
just
are
not.
they like ones
And
from
I think that's-
comics, or are they ones they just created straight up?
These are the ones they created.
Mm-mm. No, so like the Arkham Knight games, the Batman suits, the Robin suits, and the Red Hood suits, and like the
Okay.
Catwoman, like those are all the characters you can get different suits for. They're
Gotcha.
all kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
classic, their suits from comics. From you can get Catwoman suit from the Adam West. You can get Batman from Adam West, Robin from Adam West, like of the 1960s Batman, and it's just the history of the characters and their suits that were created. Gotham Knights did what Spider-Man did, where like these developers start to think of different ways to create suits.
Well, most of the ones in Spider-Man are from some sort of comic. Yeah, like even the weird ones are from like a What If or like a different universe or something. Some of them just. There's some also, by the way, in the first one in the first Spider-Man that like I wish came back and didn't. But I use the classic ones anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I do have one more Spider-Man opinion that does kind of have to go with the game. After playing this game, playing all 3 games, I read a ton of Spider-Man stuff. Spider-Man's by far my favorite character and stuff like that. I personally, just story-wise and everything, Peter Parker Spider-Man is just like so much more my favorite. Like when I played that game, unless I had to use Miles, I played as Peter the entire time. Like his story and that Spider-Man just appeals to me so much more.
Right.
I mean, it's probably because I grew up with it and like I've read all the comics and stuff like that. I just think that story. I think the reason is like when you create. I don't want to say it's a clone, but it kind of is, right? Like Miles is a Spider-Man clone, kind of like it has to be a new Spider-Man. Like when you create something like that, you have to make it more powerful, because if you just made it another Spider-Man, people would get bored with it immediately. You know what I mean? And I also like Miles' story is great,
Right.
but like the original Spider-Man story is just like so good. Like I just really enjoy it. And the story they put in there, I mean, I told Kyle this earlier, like you use both characters, but like you could play almost the whole game with Peter. There are Miles specific things. Like you can't just use one character the entire time, but like you could basically just use one. Miles really isn't like a huge character until the end. The end he gets a lot more involved. But like I don't know. After playing I've known this for a while, but after playing the game, I'm like, man, I am so much more of a Peter Parker Spider-Man than anything. Like I'd rather stick along with the story of Peter Parker than any other Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys have the same feeling with like a Batman maybe, or a different character, like, because there are different iterations of all these characters in different worlds and stuff. And yeah, Peter Parker Spider-Man just appeals so much more to me.
Yeah, it's I guess if I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but it's like when Arkham Knight ended and the way it ended. Spoilers for everybody. Batman kind of gives up being Batman, and he kind of just goes into everybody thinks because everybody finds out Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he blows up the manor and he just leaves. Like they think he dies in this explosion and everything, but he just kind of goes on to his own. And the Gotham Knights kind of picks up with a different story where he is killed, and not having Batman in the series to me was well, at least as like the main focal point for like a Batman centric game wasn't as appealing to me. Like I was excited for the game. I got it as soon as it came out, but knowing that I couldn't play as Batman after playing for years, like it's the same as you. It's like I read all Batman's comics. I know everything. But when we get to this, and I know they wanted to try something new, and I don't think they really nailed it, but it was fun to play. It was a little bit of a sore spot to me that like, okay, this has nothing to do with Batman, but we're fighting all of his rogue gallery. We're fighting, one of the main, focal points is the Court of Owls, which has to heavily do with Bruce Wayne and Batman in the comics. And not having him there is just it just didn't feel right. I still like playing the game, but it just didn't feel as entertaining as it would be.
See, I'm different. I kind of like but maybe because I'm a side character type of dude. where like I'm interested in all the little side stories once I know the main story. So like I like having to where I can play as Damien or Red Hood or Nightwing or is that Batwoman or Batgirl? Was that Batwoman? Batgirl, yeah. So like, because
Batgirl.
you know there is
Yeah,
a
Batgirl.
difference. So and then like Batgirl, I never was a Batgirl person. So, but yeah, I like playing as the side characters because it gives them more life and it gives the story like more life. Like personally, me, what I want in a game, like I kind of want an open world game, more open world than what this is. Like I want it to be more of a GTA type of game to where, okay, cool. Let's say, even though this is probably be a huge game on a huge server and there'll be a lot to do, but if I want to be from Gotham, I can be from Gotham. If I want to be from Metropolis, I can be from Metropolis. Like that kind of deal. And I can be a Batman. Like, let's say if I'm from Gotham, I have these certain styles of. Like, I wish we had a game like that where I could go interact. And if I wanted to become a villain, I could. Like, that kind of game I would love.
You need to go play the South Park game.
Yeah.
The South Park,
Yeah.
not the Wizards one, the one where they're superheroes. The RPG,
That'd be
because
cool.
that's exactly what it is. Like it's not
Yeah.
Gotham, but you can go
Right.
around the entire city, interact with people. You could be a douche, or you could be like a hero.
Like I think that would be cool. Like I really want that as a Naruto game personally. I really want that as like a Naruto game to where I can like if I want to go run a
Yeah.
mission with my 3-man team, I can go on this co-op and run a mission like in the game, like in the show. Like I want stuff like that to where I could be more it's more like RPG, MMO type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love that. I can create my own superhero, make my own super group, or honestly, I'd be a little anti-hero. I'd be doing a little bit of both. I ain't gonna lie. But
Oh no, I agree with you. Like I thought, like Gotham Knights would have been 10 times better if there was Batman and everyone. Like Batman had the main story, but you could go
hmm
switch over to Nightwing, Red Hood, and they have their own stories going on, and the culmination of Batman's story brings them all together. Like having a real Bat
mm,
family game where you can play as all of them, patrolling Gotham. Maybe even since you have Nightwing in the mix, you can go over to Bloodhaven, where he normally is there. You can, Red Hood maybe not just based in Gotham, where he's going to other places because, the Red Hood and the Outlaws is all
hmm
about them doing shit all over the world. Like they're all over the place. You know, Damien is another one where you could use his character where he has to go take down some League of Assassins people all over the world. It's just like you can do that with these characters, and I thought Gotham Knights would have been perfect for that. And just not having
that's
Batman
understand.
that's kind of
just
like
kind of
this
kills the vibe.
Spider-Man game. That's kind of what it is. Like you can switch at any time between Peter and Miles, and you could do like a Peter mission, or you could like go beat up some burglars, then switch to Miles and go do whatever he's doing. Eventually Peter's story brings them both together, but they're two stories that you're playing. Like they're
Yeah,
completely different things. Like they don't have to do. I think the coolest one is like
yeah,
sometimes you can jump into like sometimes there's a crime and you go to the crime and like
hmm
Peter's already there, or like other characters in the game are already there. Like I think that's so cool that you can fight along people like randomly and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what you're saying is kind of like you might be Miles, get done with a mission, then want to switch to Peter, and he's in Uptown, like just doing whatever he's doing, and then you just kind of switch to him and go from there. Which I do like that. I do like that. And I'll give one huge
yeah.
props. First of all, there should be a bunch of props to this game. This game is honestly unbelievably amazing. I
hmm
100%ed it, got all the trophies.
Yeah, this
I'm
game's
completely
amazing.
done
It's
with
an
the
amazing
game.
game.
100% done with the game.
Nice.
The fast travel in this game is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. It is you can fast travel to any point on the map, and it happens within a second. Like you fast travel, it loads, you're there. Like, it's crazy how fast it works. It's unbelievable. And the swing mechanics and the travel mechanics, like, it's just so good. This game is amazing. If you haven't played it or seen it yet, go do that because it's amazing. Quickly before we get to the results of the bracket,
Yeah, you got to do it.
we want to go over this Variety article. Matt, you're going to tell us a little bit about it. But Variety wrote an article about the MCU and the direction it's going, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So, Matt, just give us a couple key points. I would say give us a little overview, and then give us a couple key points, and we'll let you know what we think about it.
Yeah, I think it's a culmination of what everybody's been hearing. I think that's a good breakdown of the whole article. Is like, we've been hearing things. This kind of puts it on paper and kind of gives us like, okay, yeah, this has all been happening. So we're gonna go into really the big part of it is talking about how Phase 4 really didn't take off for Marvel. Well, it talks about the ending of the Juggernaut Endgame that was so good that we all loved. Great movie. And then we move on. And the fact that we went into Phase 4 with characters like Shang-Chi,
The Eternals,
the Eternals, Miss Marvel, all of these new characters that came in weren't really powerhouses, or they weren't set up to be powerhouses like when we first got Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye. Just getting these powerhouse characters, and they weren't doing anything that didn't make anybody like jump out of their seats and be like, holy crap, I can't wait for more. I can't wait for more. And it's not about the characters themselves. And I think that that's what you get from this article the best. And I think people are going to take it many different ways, which is good. I think that starts conversations about what's going on. But it's really about how Marvel approached getting these things out there, where the big part is the FX teams, them being put through hell to get a lot of these shows done. And even they talk just a little snippet about the costume designers, how putting together a super suit that's going to go on a TV show or in the big screen movies is not a easy task to do. They start with one suit, and by the time all of us see it in theaters, that's probably like the 7th iteration of that suit. And what they were making these costume designers go through to get all this done was a big issue. Now, I think one of the big things I think is talked about in the beginning of this article is also the Jonathan Majors. We've all heard about it. I think we talked about it in a couple episodes ago, where we don't really know what's going to happen with Jonathan Majors. All right, I do believe he needs to be proven guilty in a court of law. Right now, we don't have that, so there is a big question mark. But I think it's more in the picture right now because of Loki season 2 going on, and he has a very big role in this new season, more so than I'm very surprised about. I didn't expect to see him, and him being the overall, they could have made this show with him, Kang being an
didn't have to come into like one of the last episodes
really
or at all.
Kind of Thanos in the beginning of the MCU, where we kind of just saw him in little clips. You don't really know who he is and what he's about, but he's there. But one of his variants is very much a main character in this show. So having him there, and then really from Loki, it's kind of a jump off point, like the last season of Loki, the last episode of Loki season 2 is airing this Thursday. And apparently there's a bunch of stuff that goes on that really sets up Kang Dynasty. And that's where people are like, well, what are we going to do if Jonathan Majors is convicted and they can't use him? So, and we've talked about it, and I think a lot of people have seen the rumors. They're going to swap over to Dr. Doom.
They better not. That would be such a stupid way to switch over to a huge character like that.
To bring him in. Yeah, and I think I read this and I saw a TikToker called Soups. He talks about all different things, and he was saying what we said probably months ago, maybe almost a year ago, when we said Marvel needs to take a break. They need to take a break and really figure out how they're going to move forward, because at this point you have all the big superheroes. You have Fantastic Four and you have X-Men. All right, you just have them waiting in the chamber. And if you bring in the Fantastic Four with Dr. Doom because of Jonathan Majors not being able to play the role anymore,
it makes no sense to me. Like
cop-out.
they introduced at the end of Ant-Man that there's thousands of variants of his character. So why can't they just have a different actor that kind of looks like him, or doesn't even have to look like him? He's just a variant of Kang, and just go with that. Like, I don't understand why they need to just wipe Kang off altogether. Yeah.
And I can tell you why. Jonathan Majors' face for Kang has been used too much. It's not because all of his variants that we've been seeing in the show Loki is his face. It's his face. You can't just switch it over like that. Like, you probably could have done that with Thanos. You could have done that with another character like I don't know, Winter Soldier. You could have done that with others, because we only saw them for brief moments in the movies and stuff. He has been so used that it would look really, really bad. It just would. I can tell you right now, it would just.
I just think
really,
this is
really
more
bad
like a Willie Mays Hayes. Like,
if
we know what's going on. Like, Wesley Snipes didn't go to Major League 2 because he went from getting no money because it was one of his first movies, becoming an ultimate movie star and being like, well, now I want $1 jillion. And they're like, well, we're going to find someone else then. And switching completely. Like, at some point, as a viewer, well, I'm not saying, but at some point as a viewer, like, if he gets convicted, we got to be like, would you rather see them completely make a left turn to something that I'd rather them not bring in the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, because of just, we have to pivot somewhere. Like, let's pivot here. People will love this. This is what they're going to like. I'd rather them.
But the thing is with me is that my question is, how are you going to set up Secret Wars? Or Secret Wars, because Secret Wars, the version that they're going to take was Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom set up all those, so that's why they're looking at this as an easy pivot, which doesn't make sense to me anyway. It doesn't. Doctor Doom. If you're going to do Secret Wars, and even if that movie's not coming out until 2028, we should have already been feeling his presence. It doesn't even matter if you bring in the Fantastic Four.
There's a rumor that we saw him already.
Presence early on.
In Moon Knight.
Yeah, there's a rumor that we saw him.
Von Doom. You saw his stuff.
You just saw
he saw his industries.
You
That's
saw
right.
Von Doom Industries in
Moon Knight.
Like the first
when they find the scarab.
Moon Knight, where yes, they find the scarab. What they think is
that's right. Yeah.
Victor Von Doom's castle. And so it's and then it goes on and it talks about the problems with Blade, with Marshall Ali.
Marshall Ali.
Is it?
I think so.
Marshall Ali.
Marsha Ali.
Yeah, he's playing Blade, and we heard his voice at the end of Eternals, which was stupid. Like, I don't know why they did that. Because they had Black Knight there. They're kind of in the same realm. They're like the dark side of Marvel, the horror side. Like, I just thought it was just, you should have done that. But they just signed on the writer who wrote Logan, which is great. Logan was a great movie. I love that movie. It was written very well. But more interesting that came out about why they're rewriting it is that Blade wasn't going to be the main character in his own movie. So what the original writer did was he made this group of women who kind of fall into Blade's world, and they're the main focus of the movie, and you really don't see Blade until the fourth act. And Kevin Feige read it and was like, no, we're going to make a movie called Blade and we don't really see him until the fourth act. Are you kidding me? What is this? And he scrapped the whole thing. But that was the reasoning. I don't know if you guys remember, like maybe a year ago, the actor who was going to play Blade.
Yeah, they were going to shut down the whole production.
He was like ready to leave. It was because
this is garbage.
He read the script and he was like, "This makes no sense." And it talks about that in the article, but it also talks about how we love bringing in new writers for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a lot of them are doing good, and a lot of them are doing great. And they bring up Eternals, where they let the director, who I think also wrote Eternals, I don't know, I didn't really look deeply into that movie, but the director didn't, the writer pretty much rewrote Eternals, didn't take any of the source materials and rewrote Eternals, and that's why it was one of the lowest, I think, films in Marvel's history at that point, because it was just a completely different new take that people didn't want to see, because that's Eternals is like New Gods in DC. Like, you just don't change it. It's Jack Kirby. You don't change what he wrote. So, like, what else are you gonna do?
That's all in the Variety article. What do you know? Remember the name of it off the top of your head? MCU something.
Yeah. It's
Crisis at Marvel.
It's
check that out if you want to learn more about what's going on with Marvel. The only thing I saw from that was I saw a post about how, like, the director of the Marvels left before the shoot was done. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's like a $300 million film. Like, you're leaving to go do the next thing, which is ridiculous. Yeah. I could say my opinions on Marvel, but we said them a couple episodes ago. I think they should just do a full-on reset, but I think they should just reset the whole thing.
Well, did you hear that in the article it talks about how the Marvel execs?
Yeah, they'll probably do that because they got to bring in people from different universes, and they'll be from different universes or something. It's because they want the star power, they want the nostalgia. They're just trying to catch you on nostalgia. That's all they're doing. We talked about this too last week.
But it's not. But it's not. It's not nostalgia when that movie came out. What, 4 years ago?
I'm telling you. I think was it 4 years ago? 2019, 2020. No, it couldn't be 2020, 2019. I thought it was like 2017, 2018 is when those movies came out. I don't know. They were a while ago. You look that up. I'm going to pull up 2019. That's crazy. That's 5 years ago.
2019.
It's crazy to think that 2019 is 5 years ago. Hurts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it still hurts. It hurts to know that the teens are that long ago. Like, I feel like they were last year. They weren't. So before we wrap up, let's quickly go over the results of the next round of our bracket. Thank you, everybody that voted and participated. We will have the next round coming up. We had it on Friday. It'll probably be a little earlier than that because we have a lot of stuff coming out Friday and Saturday, so we don't want to clog it up. I hit my microphone. we don't want to clog it up with this stuff. But anyway, thank you all that voted. You can find the voting on Thursday this time. Thursday in our story if you want to see that. The first one we're going to go over is the Steven Universe, Be Wherever You Are versus Stronger Than You. The winner is Stronger Than You. Woo! The winner is Stronger Than You of that one. And then the SpongeBob bracket, it was Sweet Victory. So that means that the Elite Eight we're in now? The Elite Eight will be Stronger Than You from Steven Universe versus Sweet Victory from SpongeBob. What do we think? Sweet Victory, right? All the way? Riding Sweet Victory all the way? Be quite the upset if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So the next one we have The Simple Things from Hey Arnold versus Shiny Teeth from Fairly Odd Parents. Shiny Teeth blows off the doors of Hey Arnold, and they'll be moving on to the next round. I believe this is in the same bracket. I don't have the brackets in front of me, but I have just the results. The Puppet Battle versus Girl You Need a Shot are the next two. Girl You Need a Shot had no votes against it. 0 votes against it. Actually, that's a lie. There's 1 vote against it.
Yep.
The Puppet Battle is solid, by the way. If you haven't heard it, just check it out. It's a solid one. But Girl You Need a Shot, that is Kyle's favorite one. That is Kyle's winner of the whole thing. That is got that there. The Country Song from Animaniacs versus Squirrel in the Pants from Phineas and Ferb. The Country Song will be moving on in that bracket. Oh, by the way, before we keep going on, I skipped right over it. Shiny Teeth versus Girl You Need a Shot. Powerhouse matchup in the Elite Eight. Kyle, we already know what you got. What are you going, Matt? Do you think Girl You Need a Shot, Shiny Teeth? That's a powerhouse. Yeah.
Those are just 2 Goliaths going at it.
Girl You Need a Shot. Girl You Need a Shot.
Girl You Need a Shot.
Country Song won, and then Baby on Board from The Simpsons. So it'll be the Country Song from Animaniacs versus Baby on Board from The Simpsons. And in the final bracket here, we had the Ballad of Star Butterfly beats Killer Tofu from Doug, and Play It Smooth from We Bare Bears. One that I said might be a secret missile there. Yeah, Dark Horse. That's the word I was looking for. Beat Welcome to Robot Hell from Futurama. So the final matchup will be Star Butterfly versus Play It Smooth. 2 newer songs made it out of that one, which is a surprising one because the rest of them are pretty much older ones. I think out of the rest of them, the newest one would be Steven Universe, but Steven Universe was going against Steven Universe, so that makes total sense. So that's the Elite Eight. The Elite Eight is, Stronger Than You versus Sweet Victory, Shiny Teeth versus Girl You Need a Shot, the Country Song versus Everything Stays, the Ballad of Star Butterfly versus Play It Smooth. The voting will be up on Thursday. You can check that out on the Schnabel Studios story. You can check it out on the Sketching Up story. You can check it out on all 3 of our stories. We do all of us put it up, so you can check it out there. Or you can find the link at the end of that, or on any other website. We have a link that brings you right to the cartoon bracket. Go ahead and vote. Check it out. See who wins. We got a couple rounds left. And so out of those ones, who do we got going all the way out of what's left? Who do we have going all the way? Anyone you think that's been kind of sneaky so far? All right, you got 2 for 2 on that one, huh? Any that have been sneaky? I have one that I'm actually surprised has made it this far, with the voting at least.
Who?
The Star Butterfly has dominated the first round and dominated the second round, which is pretty surprising to me. I thought, especially Killer Tofu from Doug, like I feel like that's one of those songs you don't realize, and then when you hear it, it just like kind of clicks a switch in your brain. You're like, oh my god, I totally, because it played all the time in Doug. And it kind of hits a switch in your brain. So I'm surprised that that's gone as far as it is. And Play It Smooth beating the Futurama song is pretty shocking. But I think that's one of the best songs in the entire bracket, personally. So that's one of my personal favorites in the entire bracket. So again, you can go vote. Follow us on Schnabel Studios or Sketching Up Podcasts on Instagram or wherever you get your social media, and you can get that stuff. Guys, great episode today. Another banger of an episode 103. We had some jokes, we had some laughs, we had some great conversations about superheroes, and we got to release our bracket. Everybody that's there, everybody that's listening or watching, thank you so much for being here, being with us. You can follow us at Schnabel Studios on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. Go subscribe, like, follow, whatever on YouTube to help us boost, help us get it out to more people. If you like our content, we want to make sure other people see it as well. So definitely go check that out. Follow Sketching Up Podcast on Instagram. You can also follow Sketching Up Podcast on Facebook. You get a lot more updates, a lot more interactions from us, things like that. We like to put out different posts, see what people's opinions are. Sometimes we do random nostalgic videos, all that kind of fun stuff. So definitely go check us out on there as well. Again, subscribe to the Schnabel Studios YouTube to make sure you get updated on everything. New Mad Props coming out this Friday with Rachel on Twitch. New Southern Hospitality coming out on Saturday. Any little preview you got going for us? Anything you guys going to talk about?
I have like something in mind.
Okay.
Like I have something in mind, but I don't know if he's gonna go for it. I wanted to talk about rappers. Who's the best rapper? If you put out, you know what? I'm gonna remix it because something we talked about earlier. Remember when I showed you that thing?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else.
So I
does.
want to remix it. What I want to remix it is, I want to remix it to where instead of saying what's so and so in their prime, I want to say if you take two of their classic albums and who had the best.
Okay. You know what's funny? What I came across, and we should talk about this later off air. I came across something we were doing, and we never were able to really. We were doing the Rap Madness bracket, and I came across the construction of the website that we were making until we kind of tapered off and weren't able to do it. If you want, we could do this really quick because we're gonna have to go. But we could do this really quick. I could try to open it up and tell you what the matchups were supposed to be if they're on this website. I know you really want to. You really want to know what these matchups were about to be. Let's see. It depends on if I can get to this quick enough without wasting too much time. Here we go. All right, continue talking, and then I'll tell you when it gets up there.
I was just saying, like, I wanted to compare, okay, so just like, let's say the Carter 3 versus the Carter 3 from Lil Wayne versus Graduation from Kanye West.
Ooh, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. Those are two great albums.
You see what I'm saying? Like, which one? Because to me, like, I remember both. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a huge fan of both. So, like, that would be hard for me.
But if you're going to do Kanye, you have to do Kanye versus 50 because that was, like, the actual matchup.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to do that. You got to do the real matchup.
See, but I want to do matchups that's hard for me personally just because, or for me and Chris. Just because, like, I like 50, but I'm going to choose Kanye over 50.
Yeah, I am too.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I connect with more Kanye songs than I did with 50. Like, I like 50. Like, I like, you know, like, Piggy Bank and How to Rob and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like all the stuff. Like, You Rich or Die Trying. Like, I get it. But it's like.
I get it.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, You Rich or Die Trying was fire.
Are you ready to hear? You ready to hear? I didn't mean to interrupt, but I have. I don't have the actual matchups. I have what was going to be the play-in game. So we had play-in matchups. We had North, East, West, and South. So North was probably more New York, if I remember right. So here we go. The East play-in round matchup was Papoose versus Jadakiss.
Jeez.
The South. Is this the South one? No, the South was Sci-Hi the Prince versus Killer Mike. I actually would say that's.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty easy one in my opinion.
Who you think?
I would say Killer Mike.
You would say Killer Mike. Have you heard No Church on Sunday? Have you heard No Dope on Sunday?
Is that a Killer Mike album, or are you talking about Sci-Hi the Prince? I know I like Sci-Hi the Prince. I know I don't know his material like that though. You know what I mean? Like I know.
No. I'm saying like I'm saying in your free time, go listen to No Dope on Sundays, dog. Oh.
Then so this has to be like the North. It's more like the Midwest. It was Twista versus Tech Nine.
Oh my god,
that's a tough one. And then the last one was the West, and it was YG versus Nipsey Hussle.
That was back when I was a huge YG fan.
So we never. Maybe that's something we got to look into. That might be a fun little shorts thing to do. But this is from. This is not from 2023. I don't even know when this is from. But it is something that we were doing, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why we stopped. This
You know
from a
what?
really long time ago.
You know what we could do? We could do a Southern hospitality and like a mashup between Southern hospitality and sketching up if you want for that.
Okay.
We can just bring Chris on. We can bring Chris on. It could be a crossover episode.
We'll have to look into it. We'll have to figure it out. But that was that's a little behind the scenes for everybody. We were looking into doing that. But thank you everybody for joining. Please subscribe, follow, like Schnabel Studios Sketching Up Podcast everywhere you
All
can.
that shit.
Do all that. Share it, everything, support us. We support you by doing this, I guess.
Yeah, please share.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you being here. This is another episode of Sketching Up. Peace.